checking the light because that was really interesting. I'm going to wait for her to get notifications. I think I'll light a candle. This is day 10. Holy moly. 10 days with you all here in a row. So I was listening to something. I am going to do a little Palo Santo. Get it lit and a little smudge. How's everyone doing? How are y'all doing through this portal time? And then we're moving into eclipse. Hello. Hi, Mel. 10 days. Whew. Woohoo. Okay, my little Palo Santo, I was lighting it, but it's not lighting very easily. How are you doing with this 10 days? What have you been noticing in this 10 days? Kind of been up and down. I've had body aches, different body aches that I've like just lingering that I haven't really felt before in a few years, I would say, because there were injuries. So at that time, that's been a long time, many, many years ago. Some days I sleep really well, some days not so much. Well, hello, Felicia. What's our final day? Day 10. Yippee! Thank you for my friend inviting me to do this with her. I hear my little twanging coming out there. My name is Marty Forrest. I am, let's see, there's a whole lot of labels. I do a lot of things. I'm an empath coach, Blu-ray, light worker, grid worker, mentor, lots of those things. And today is day 10 of this portal. Weird thunderstorm came through this morning. I caught part of your live after the fact. Yeah, we had rain all week. We'll have rain all week. It was raining this morning. Yes. It was a weird thunderstorm. We've had good rain. Yeah. No, thank you for the invitation. So let me say, my friend Felicia B Soul Light 379 has been opening this galactic portal with the kin and the reading and the rune reading and what's happening each day in the portal as the energy is coming through. And then I've come in and talked about the shadow side and the inner child. And then 2 hours of thunderstorm. That's a big thing for California. Thunderstorms are not really a big normal thing in California. Once I moved out of California. Yeah, so it was just a special time. I love the thunderstorms. Okay, the third person in this mix is Donna. On Instagram, she does sound healing at Amethyst Rain 23. So it's the intention was it would go Felicia opening the portal day, and then me talking about the inner child and shadow, and then sound healing after that. I don't know how it's all flowed that way, but if you haven't caught them live, go back and watch. Each day has some instruction for the day. So today it's a wrap. We're wrapping it up and stepping into the integration of all the medicine of the last 9 days and all the codes that have come through. How have y'all been doing with this? Sister of Fate, Sisters of Fate, Sisters of Faith. That's what I've been writing. Y'all have been going out in my emails. So if anybody's interested in being on the email list, I have an email list. I've sent out all the replays. Most of them. I don't think I sent every day, but I sent most of the replays out and mentioned you all in there, Felicia and Donna. So you all can go there and watch those videos and whatever else is coming through to be sent out. So if you're interested in me on the email list, you can put that in the comments. I will take it out of there. I will delete it afterwards so it's not just hanging out there lingering. And let's see, I'm going to pull up my live, mute myself because I wanted to put the link here. So how have y'all been faring through this? And then we're moving into, as Felicia has been talking about, the eclipses in September. So it's not letting up. Extreme fatigue, slept most of today. Someone in the house has a cold. Oh boy, it's pretty intense. People have been having headaches, vision stuff, just aches and pains, internal intestinal is what I want to say, intestinal stuff. So lots of symptoms as we are getting receiving more codes and holding more light. So that stuff has to move out. The old stuff has to move out. Sometimes it's relationships. It's a lot of our beliefs and the old stuff we've been holding on to for many, many lifetimes. So what we're remembering and integrating is we're remembering who we were before all the programming and all the fear. Do you take the sacred fungi? No. Hi, Nicholas. I do not. So, who were you before all of the fear and all the programs? This is many, many lifetimes. The original blueprint of Mother Earth was not the intention of us coming in here and living in fear and having wars and doing whatever it takes to survive. And it was not meant to be this way. But we've been programmed for many, many lifetimes to live this way. And so we're remembering how powerful we are. We know, we all know, intuitively in your bones, in your cells, you know. Whether you'll admit it and own it is a whole other conversation. And that's what we're learning and remembering. We're not learning, we're remembering. We're remembering, and these codes that are coming in and all the light that we're holding is helping unlock that, because it went dormant for many, many lifetimes. I remember dreaming that I had this is it Fringe? Y'all remember Fringe? The little black box and the timekeepers. Well, I had a little black box, and I locked away all of my powers and all of my abilities to keep it from being stolen. That was my dream. But I knew there was some truth to it, that I actually did that. And I always wondered, why can't I access the abilities that I know I have? Why can't I tap into them? Because I wasn't ready yet. So if you've had those feelings, they're coming. It's just, we have to clear out the old stuff that we've been carrying for lifetimes, and the generations and the ancestors. We have to continue to clear that stuff out. It's going deeper. We're just going deeper. We're rising higher in our frequency, but we're diving deeper. So the things that are coming up are much more subtle, but they're also much less of a charge today. Some things might have a big charge, but most of the stuff today coming up is just that it's things to take a look at and behaviors that are still revealing themselves that haven't completely cleared. So how are you going with this? How are you going in this integration phase? Wrapping this 10 days up. It's really important to honor. Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Do electrolytes. All the things to support your body as it's going through the transitions. It's not going to stop anytime soon. I don't actually know if we'll see a full, I wonder, will we see a full transition in our lifetime? Those of us, especially those of us that are forerunners, that have been doing this a while. What do you think? Will we see it in our lifetime? And so what are your questions about these last 10 days? Any questions about this? Where you're at? Yes, we will. Yeah, okay. All right. That's very exciting. We have to live that long. Yes. Cards go flying out. The Elemental Empath is the deck that just pulled out 4 cards. Okay. Manifest Magic is number 8. Weave your magic. Miracles, understand manifestation. We'll go with materialization. I like that word. Manifest magic. We never die. Yeah, well, I got that part. I meant the physical part. What we see it in this physical lifetime. Repeating patterns. Awareness. What is the lesson? Break the cycle. Yes, nice picture. Yes, in this lifetime. Okay. Here's that number 5. Is that number 5 you were talking about? Yep. Change. Change the patterns. Number 5s are all about change. And then the other one is 8. Prosperity. Materialization. Breath. Number 8. 2 number 8s. Return to breath. Calm the mind. Breath is life. Lots of 5 today, yes. And here's another 8. I got 2 8s, a 5, and a 10, which is what? 2 5s. So remember to breathe. Whatever you're moving through, whatever's showing up for you, remember to pause and breathe. Like my friend says, turn your blinkers in. She's from Australia. Turn your blinkers inwards. Bring your energy into you. Take a deep breath. Pause. Embody what's showing up for you. It's the only way to clear it. You must embody it and embrace it and feel it and let it move. Whatever it is, whether it's some trauma or joy. We always want to hold on to the joy and get rid of the other stuff. I don't know what to say about that one. And then the last one is abundance. Number 10, your true nature. Gratitude, commitment to goals, which I find interesting. This card also has a snake. And the snake, it's all about transformation, shedding the old. Flower life. So moving into abundance, remembering that we are abundance. And abundance isn't always about money. Being grateful for what you have. Just look around. We all have a lot of stuff. So cultivating that abundance from the inside out. U.S., Oklahoma. We be that, and then we experience that. When we be peaceful, we be grace, we be abundant, the being state of that, be love, then it's an expression outward. Hey, hi, Alita. It's an expression from the inside out. I don't know about y'all, but most of my life, I'm looking out there for evidence to show me that I'm doing the right things. I'm looking for that materialization, that manifestation to show me the evidence, but it must come from the inside out. Our state of being is the frequency the universe reads. So if I'm walking around, I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm poor, I'm broke, I can't afford it. That's what I'm getting over and over and over. And I'm like, what the hell? Why am I getting all this? I keep doing all the things to manifest, but the core of me is the lack. So if we move into that state of being abundance, what does it feel like? That's what the universe reads, is the feeling. No more out there thinking, I will be light now. Good. It's a practice, darling. It's a practice. It's still, as much as I practice that, it still shows up for me. I'm looking out there and I'm like, it all starts in here. We've been taught most of our life to work hard, work harder than everyone else. You must produce, you must go out and earn, and you have to work hard to earn your keep, and all those messages. I had to work hard. The hardest I work is how valuable I am. How much money I had is how valuable I am. That's not true, but that was an old belief. I get it now summed up that way. Yep, more layers. That's right. And so part of clearing this old stuff, the shadow work, the stuff that we've disowned, or maybe we didn't even know that we disowned it. A lot of times we don't even know we've disowned things until it starts to show up in how our relationships are or not working, how ineffective our behavior is, or some belief that we have that's keeping us stuck where we are. And we're like, why? What's happening here? Oh, because I have this belief. But if we're not looking at it, you can't do anything about it. So this card here is, you're shedding the skin to create new. So this has been my part of the 10 days has been the inner child and the doing the shadow stuff, the stuff that we don't want to look at. If you've come across here and you're here with me now, I'm pretty certain you all have done a lot of your own work already. Yeah. Disbelief the law, right? So now it's the deeper layers being brought up. This energy's pushing it up to the surface. We don't have to go look for it. Let it show itself. Or see how it comes out in your behavior. I'm referring to I'm not sure yet. Still just like stings. Like I really did that. Crazy the other day. Ugh. Right, I think I realized it, part of it right in here, real time. I was like, oh my God, I just lied to that young lady, telling her I don't know yet, when I knew I wasn't going to this baby shower. Like, it seems like a small thing. It seemed like a small thing. But it's out of integrity. And it's dishonest. Even just a little bit. So I wouldn't hurt her feelings. It's that my old paradigm of people pleasing. Yeah. So taking a look at those things, where do those things still show up? I get where it fits into what's going up. Stop reacting with parts that were hurt. Yes. We all have wounds from this lifetime, obviously, but we carry our ancestors, wounds that were never ours. But we carry them. And that's what we've been doing here in this lifetime, is clearing those long standing stuff that was never ours to begin with. But over time, we take them on as if they're our own. The voice in our head is not my mom's. The voice in my head is my own, because I owned it. I claimed it. I didn't know any different. So I just claimed it. Then it becomes mine. And then when you're working on it, it's like, when you realize where it came from, it's like, oh, that was never mine to begin with. That was something that my mom said to me. Yeah. So when you hear that thing, you're like, it doesn't feel good, but you got to pay attention to that. Like, reach up and grab it and look at it, examine it. Not to create more pain, but to take a look at, where did that thought, that belief, those words, the look that someone gave me that created this just fear inside of me. There was the look. How many of y'all got the look from your parents? Mine was my dad. Got the look. Yep. All right. These are the talisman deck. Cut ties. And I gave the look. Oh, I have the look. Nailed. Yes, I do. My husband will tell you so too. Yep. Cut ties. Okay, so this is good. I gave the look. Absolutely. We all have the look. We do. You just lighten up about it. How do we lighten up about it, right? It's somewhere in there we can laugh at ourselves and not take it so seriously, because it's part of being human and it's part of the programming. And good God, we signed up for it. And when we're cutting ties, we're cutting the old contracts, the things that we agreed to. We're also cutting the cords from those old behaviors. not just people. So when you're cutting cords and you're ready to be done with some behavior that's still showing up for you, cut the cords of that behavior. Return to sender. You don't have to know who the sender was. You might. If you want to, you can send it back to them. But cutting the cords to the things that no longer serve. Ending the contracts that we've had for, that we signed up with, and we're like, okay, you know what, I'm done with that. There still might be some residual stuff to clear. That's what a lot of this old stuff is coming up now. Stop reacting. Yes. When we've been wounded, we carry trauma. The wound gets touched, we react. Boom. Our nervous system reacts because that's what it's wired for. It's wired for safety. It's wired for survival. It's what we know. So give yourself a break. If you find that you're still reacting to something, notice that you've reacted and then pause so that you can respond. That's where I say pause, breathe. So when you breathe, you're creating some space so you have room to shift and respond to something instead of keep reacting out of fear or trauma or wounding. It's all fear. Let's put some more words in there. It's all fear. Reacting is, again, acting the same way to the same situation and the same wound and the same story. When we learn to respond, we have responsibility. We have an ability to respond. But it takes the rewiring. It takes the clearing of this old shadow stuff. There's lots of tools. I've given quite a few here. So if you haven't seen all the videos, just go back and watch some of them. Pull up the transcript. If you don't want to watch things, you can go through and skim the transcripts. I like to read sometimes, so I don't want to watch the whole video. And then the second one is cast away negativity. So same thing. Cut the ties and cast away negativity. And this is our own. Focus on what's good in your world. I notice I tend to, when I'm writing things, I'll default to that heavy stuff. Some of it's important to clear. Some of it's out of habit. So it's important to take a look. And where are you putting your attention? What's good in your world? Go on a what do I call it? Rampage of gratitude. Lessons are lessons too. Yes, they are. They're important. I'm not saying not do it, but I'm saying don't keep your focus on it. Take the lesson and move to the gift and move to the positive side. Lessons. They are always blessings. Yes. They're gifts. They're absolutely gifts. The lessons are, oh, I see what you're saying. You're good. You're good. The lessons are gifts. All the lessons, all the things that we're doing they're all gifts for us to grow and experience this life. To become the next grandest version of myself. So I used to have, shopping carts of baggage. Now I have maybe a backpack. There's an analogy. This is an analogy that was given to years ago. I have a shopping cart full of all of my shit, all my baggage, all the wounds, all the traumas, all the stuff. And then I meet someone and they got their baggage. And they got their shopping cart. And we're trying to come together like this through a shopping cart of wounds. Do you see it? Can you see the visual of that? I've got mine, I'm pushing, and he got his or hers or whoever it is, the other person, and they got their stuff, and we're trying to meet somewhere and through all those wounds and all the trauma. How do you build a relationship on that? It was Carolyn Miss, and she called it woundology. We have a study of woundology. We like to study our wounds and then compare our wounds. This was years ago. Right. I don't remember the book. Carolyn Miss. Can't remember which book it was of hers. But that struck me. That visual struck me. I'm trying to come to you and meet you and get to know you with this as I'm pushing my shopping cart of stuff. And then it became like a suitcase, and then it became a backpack, and now it's a little satchel. It just becomes less and less and less. You sort of, dump out that big stuff and just let it go and clear it and heal. And it's Anatomy of the Spirit. Thank you for that. Yes, Anatomy of the Spirit. It was a really great book. It was at a time in my life where I was pushing my shopping cart so I could see it for just so poignant in my life at that time and whatever relationship I happened to be in. Yeah, it's an amazing book. She's got a few. And I don't have to do that today. And we all know we're highly sensitive, we're empathic, we're intuitive. We all know if we're meeting their wound or we're meeting them. I think I had this one the other day. The Inner Child deck. You deserve to be seen. Let yourself be known. Hello, baby dear. They're all about creativity, new life. Right? We're coming into this new ways of being with ourselves. And in these waves of energy, it's moving out the old, moving out the third dimension. We're moving into the fifth dimension. We've been straddling for a while, so it's really time to take that leap and trust that the new energies are going to carry you and you're going to know what to do. And if you're in that space in between and you don't know what to do yet, let that be okay. It's like this void or this gap because I'm not really in the old. There's some residual maybe that's showing up, but I really don't know what to do over here in the new because it's all new. It's all brand new. We're birthing it and creating it as we go. It's not a place that we're going to go to. We're creating this collectively. Those of us that come together as light workers and starseeds and empaths and highly sensitives and grid workers, and I can't even think of all the labels. Those of us that are doing this transformational type of work. We are creating the new earth as we go. None of us have done this before. So that's part of the remembering of our original blueprint of that, where we were pure energy and the fear hadn't infiltrated and the programming hadn't taken hold. We're remembering. And then we're creating newly. When I say it like that, I'm like, poof. Get chills. What a powerful time to be here. All right, lovelies. What are your questions? I'm going to wrap this up in just a few minutes because I'm getting on the road here shortly. And I'll pull a dragon card before we go. Any questions? Thank you for the emojis. It's been a grand time. I was on something, I was listening to something yesterday and they talked about, how they built their business and being on YouTube Live every single day. And I was like, ugh, because I did that for 2 years during COVID. I was on Facebook, but every day I was on live. And then they said, just do some shorts. And that really resonated. So I'm feeling like that will be some of the next things. In addition to my every Saturday I'm here. I say that it's relative. It's as long as I'm home and I'm available, I come in on Saturdays and do some topic for empaths, highly sensitive, something. It's not all shadow work. So look for me there. If you haven't subscribed, you subscribe and then you can get your notifications to join me on Saturday mornings. I like mornings. What else? I put a link in to the comments. It's there. It's up there somewhere. If you're interested in being in a group of others that are like us, where I'm holding that space, recalibrating the energy. I drop in recordings. We meet 2 times a month and do live coaching. So the link's in there in the comments. I'll put it in again at the bottom. Actually, I'll go back in and put it in the description. And I'll add the other 2 ladies in the description. So you can go catch their day 10. You can just go to their page, subscribe. I know Felicia does a lot of lives. She comes in, does portals. The next portal's on the 5th of September. So I know she comes in frequently and does different lives and different teachings and a lot of engaging. What's the word I want? I said rituals. We never tie. Oh, I got to the bottom of it. Let me go back to here. It's, I'm not getting the word there, but anyway, so subscribe, and then Amethyst Strain 23 is on Instagram, and she does sound healing. It's just some really beautiful. Water Code Activation is the next one. Awesome. That'll be on September the 5th, which is a Friday, I believe. All right, we have the Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. Earth and fire. And if you have a dragon that you work with, you can always call on your dragon to help clear space, clear your energy. They'll use their breath of fire to help you. I love working with my dragons, so I can see it kind of. I have a dragonfly because that represents the dragons. All right, lovelies. Any other questions? I will be back in here. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to come in here and share and reach more people. I'm grateful that you are all here with me today and all throughout this time. If you haven't seen them yet, go back and pick them up. They can stand alone or they can be watched in sequence each day for the last 10 days. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I will see you very soon. What is today? Tuesday? Tuesday? Yeah. For sure Saturday. And then some other time during the week. I'll be back in here. So subscribe so you get the notifications. Take a look at the Empath channel if you're interested in joining that. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.